Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jawn Cash here with CappersIsland.com. First, I want to take a quick moment just to wish everybody a happy new year. Hopefully, everybody has a successful and profitable 2012. I know I'm posting late here, so I want to jump right into it. For the first game of the day, we have the Penn State Nittany Lions squaring up against the Houston Cougars. Penn State had a very rocky season off the field with their coaching situation. I don't think I need to dive into that too much. I think everybody understands the circumstances that are surrounding that team. Houston actually recently lost their head coach, Kevin Sumlin, to the Texas A&M Aggies. I'm very excited to see what Kevin Sumlin could do with that Aggie program next year, but that is a topic for another day. My pick for this game is going to be the Penn State Nittany Lions plus 7.5. So how can I pick a Penn State team that's surrounded by controversy without their starting quarterback, and it's pretty much been picked by everybody to just lose this game? Well, first of all, I do not believe that there's a ton of disparity between the two quarterbacks. They're both subpar. I think that Bolden will probably do what he needs to do to keep Penn State in the game offensively. Defensively, I think this is where Penn State just has a huge advantage, just based on the competition that they've played all year, and they've only allowed 15 points per game. The Penn State defense is a single reason that they were able to end the season 9-3. Penn State is a very physical defense, and I think that they'll be able to get a lot of pressure on Case Keenum. I think we're going to see Penn State impose their will offensively on the Houston defense in a similar fashion to what Southern Miss was able to do. Southern Miss ran the ball for 39 times for 200 yards in the Conference USA Championship game, and for anybody that watched that game, it was pretty apparent that Southern Miss was able to push this Houston team up and down the field. I think we see a similar situation to that today. I think the majority of Cappers Island members were on Southern Miss due to that physical difference in the teams, and I think that we're going to see something like that again today. One of the big deciding factors for me is motivation in this game. Houston was posed to go to a BCS bowl game and finish the season undefeated, and they ended up getting demolished by Southern Miss in the Conference USA Championship game. Don't get me wrong, I think newly appointed head coach Tony Levine will do his best to get the troops ready, but at the end of the day, I just think that Penn State's going to be a little bit too much for Houston to handle. I think these Penn State players, for them, I just think that it's so important for them to go out on a high note after the rocky road that they've been on this season. I think the preparation's been there, and I think the mental focus is going to be there for these guys. You know, they don't want to be remembered as the team that was there when Joe Paterno got ousted. I think that a bowl game would be very important to the legacy of this 2011 Penn State team. So I think at the end of the day, Penn State wins by 4 points. So my 3-unit play for the 12 o'clock game is the Penn State Nittany Lions plus 7.5. The next game on our card is Michigan State versus Georgia. I actually think this is probably going to be one of the best games of the entire college bowl football season. We have an incredibly similar matchup, as both teams have two potent offenses and very sound defenses as well. I just think that you have to like Michigan State in this one. Michigan State's coming off a disappointing loss to Wisconsin, where they lost by 3 points in the fourth quarter after leading the majority of the game. I mean, this is a game where Michigan State dominated statistically, both on the ground and through the air, yet fell short. I think we've seen Georgia play 3 good defenses this year, and they lost all 3. Against Boise State, South Carolina, and LSU. Granted, Boise State and South Carolina games were at the beginning of the season, but I think this Michigan State defense is going to be the second best defense that Georgia has come across all year, aside from LSU. Again, this is a situation where I think the more physical team is going to come out on top. Michigan State had 2 really bad losses this year against Notre Dame and Nebraska, but I just don't see them putting up that kind of subpar performance today. I think Michigan State's going to be able to control the clock, and I really look for them to come out and dominate on both sides of the ball, and I think they end up winning this game by 7. So my 3-unit play is on the Michigan State Spartans plus 3. Next game on our card is the Oregon Ducks minus 5 for 3 units. I think the Oregon Ducks are just going to bring way too much athleticism and speed for Wisconsin to be able to handle. Wisconsin has definitely not faced any team like this year. The Ducks are putting up over 500 yards per game on offense and bring a very, very balanced attack both through the air and on the ground. I think we've seen Wisconsin's rushing defense falter a little bit this year. especially in the Michigan State game in the final game of the season, giving up close to 200 yards on the ground. Fortunately for Wisconsin, they were able to win that game, but I think if they put on the same kind of showing defensively that they did against Michigan State, that this game's not even going to be close. Add to that the best offense that Wisconsin has played all year is Nebraska, which ranks 59th nationally. It doesn't look too good for Wisconsin, against an Oregon offense that's ranked 4th in the country. I think that the Ducks have a ton to prove in this game after losing, 2 high-profile games, 2 high-profile bowl games, that is, in the last 2 seasons. I think everybody remembers Oregon falling short to Auburn last season in the national championship game against Cam Newton. I think that Wisconsin's probably going to want to come out and slow the tempo down, but I just really don't think that they're going to be able to do it against this explosive offense that Oregon has. I think that the Ducks are going to be really prepared to come out and give Wisconsin and Russell Wilson their final knockout punch of the season. So good luck to everybody today. I may have a play on the 1 o'clock game. One of them I'm not sure, but I think they're both very difficult to cap, but we'll see. If I do end up adding one, I will add it in my thread. So again, Happy New Year to everybody, and good luck today.